Brušperk, a small town with approximately 3,600 inhabitants, is situated along the stream called Ondřejnice, in the middle of the triangle formed by three cities, Ostrava, Frýdek-Místek, and Příbor. Whenever you walk through the town, be it spring, summer, fall, or winter, you feel the spirit of the present, as well as the unrepeatable atmosphere of the old ages, especially in the main square and neighboring lanes. The town's landmarks, monuments, and its well-preserved ancient square are in Brušperk a significant position among the 170 towns and cities of the Czech Republic. Thanks to its panoramic greenery, the town is often referred to as the Bethlehem of the Lašsko region, and Bethlehem means beauty. So let's walk in. The foundation stone was laid in 1269. On December 6th, Olomouc Bishop Bruno of Schaumburg issued an order to build a new town bearing his name. Then the chronicle of the town began. This order was written on a piece of parchment with his personal seal, which has been, by the way, preserved until today. Other orders followed, and each of them helped the town gain a powerful reputation in the region. At a later time, the town held negotiations regarding the permission to hold annual and weekly fairs, as well as establishing Brušperk's superiority to the surrounding communities and villages in the judicial and penal sphere. Of no less importance was the decree issued in 1567 by Olomouc Bishop, which allowed the Brušperk citizens to brew and tap beer. The long-gone events which were marking the development of the town are being linked to those at the end of the 20th century. The newly created banner and emblem proved this fact very well. At the time of the town's foundation, there were only 44 houses, a church, and a parsonage. Several centuries later, you can see this architectural heritage mainly in the town square, even though historical landmarks can be found in other parts of the town too. One of the historically and culturally significant monuments in the town is a large church of St. George. The symbolism of his personality is not only apparent on the altar, but also in other parts of the church. Altars devoted to Saint František Serafínský, Jan Nepomucký, Saint Vavřinec, and Saint Blažej belong among other remarkable points of interest in this church. The first written records mentioning the church go back to 1267, and we know for certain that by 1305 the church had been already built. A brick-built road lining the immediate surroundings of the church in a semicircle is yet another historically noteworthy landmark. Thousands and thousands of people must have trod the pavement leading to the square. The pavement which again and again reminds us of the life of our ancestors, of their skills and craftsmanship. Not only the paving, but also the houses with arcades and vaults continuing in the basement rooms deserve our attention and veneration, even today. And so it is no surprise that the unforgettable atmosphere of the small stores and cafes created by the stylish architecture invites everyone in. The main guilds of the developing town were those of millers, bakers, butchers, and shoemakers. In the 16th century, they were joined by tailors, weavers, and drapers who imparted the town a manufacturing character. During the years of the industrial expansion of the Ostrava region, especially during the years of the growth of heavy industry, mining, and metallurgy so typical of the region, Brušperk kept off the center of the activities and maintain its small-scale manufacturing character. And it was actually the absence of industrial production which helped to preserve the town square, the weaving lanes, and consequently the charming local color. Every year, a month after the coming of spring, when the nature wakes up into its unique beauty so typical of the area, the natives prepare for the Brušperk fair held on the feast day of St. George, the town's church patron. Even visitors from more remote areas are headed for the fair. And of course, it would be a great mistake to leave children at home, because they are the ones who undoubtedly love this holiday with the fairground attractions most. Nearby woods, rolling fields, and on the horizon the looming ridges of Moravian Silesian Beskedy Mountains, where the Ondřejnice stream originates. All this entices us to take a stroll and enjoy the beauty of nature. You may as well stop by the former Dutch-type windmill, or maybe in the sizzling days of summer attracted by a nearby reservoir with a beach, parking lot, and fast food stands. Such a bath in the hot summer sun is more than refreshing. Also, fishermen can indulge themselves in joyful moments surrounded by greenery and water, sometimes even with a fish on the line. The sun rays, which caress our faces all the year round, again lose their intensity. But still, the warm days of the Indian summer invite us to come outside, feel free, and perhaps notice what may have escaped our attention for various reasons over the past months. The town lives its own life, each of its natives has a go, visitors come and go somewhere else. Brušperk is connected with the neighboring towns and communities through frequent bus lines, and the bus station is located in the lower part of the town square. This is exactly where you may begin your outings through the past and the present of Lašsko Bethlehem if you arrive by bus. In this respect, it is important to mention the Ostrava Mošnov International Airport, which is located just a few miles from the town. After all, you can set out on a trip there as well. The town has always been known for its diverse network of small businesses. Thus, at every corner of the square there are shops and stores with customers buying or just browsing through a variety of goods. Even though the weather is cold, Christmas time radiates a very special warmth when everyone wants to make their loved ones happy. After the usual Christmas rush, and any time during the year too, a few moments over a glass of good wine, a cup of coffee, or a bowl of goodies slows our heart rate and keeps our spirits up. Services of this kind can be found not only in the center, but are scattered throughout the town. A favorable position of the town and the vicinity of Moravian Silesian Beskid enables the natives to enjoy the magic of winter. Get your cross-country skis or sleigh and off we go, to the mountains. Skaters don't even have to go far, since the large water surfaces change in the freezing cold into ideal skating rinks, the paradise of the adults and children alike. Christmas time is the time of various customs and traditions, and Brušperk is no exception. The annual winter fair taking place in the town square attracts many people who curiously browse and haggle with the dealers and vendors. Hurry up! It's the last minute to get all the presents you haven't bought. Stop for a while, have some hot grog, and go back to stands offering a variety of typical winter fair goods having all the colors of the rainbow. When talking about Brušperk, you cannot forget the fact that this very town is native to Vojtěch Martínek. Not very large and not very populous either, yet the town's history bears the name of a notable personality and patriot. Dr. Vojtěch Martínek was born in Brušperk on April 11, 1887, and devoted his life to literature, poetry, theater, journalism, and broadcasting as well. Many of his outstanding works were rendered for television broadcast. A monument commemorating the life and work of this artist is located in the town hall, where you can occasionally see thematic expositions, for instance, exhibitions of toys. Also, the Brušperk Elementary School, which is connected with the Svatopluk High School Pavilion, bears the name of Dr. Martínek. The building has a modern design, spacious, well-equipped classrooms and 2 gyms, which are used during the afternoon hours by the local sports teams and organizations. There is also an auditorium, which holds various cultural activities. Sports and fitness became an inseparable part of our lives, and the sports activities of the Brušperk citizens have indeed deep roots. The Czech sports organization Sokol, for instance, was founded here as early as 1891. At present, Brušperk has several active teams: tennis, table tennis, gymnastics, aerobics, netball, bodybuilding, and football. It's obvious that the sportsmen of Brušperk really live by the motto of Dr. Tirch, the father of the Sokol movement: healthy spirit and a healthy body. Also, the cultural life of the town is worth mentioning. As far back as 1868, a literature club called Bruno was founded here, and this club became a predecessor of the Catholic Political Union. Since that time, cultural life has been developing and improving, and has taken on quite new forms. So today you can see and listen to the very successful choir called Lashan, which is very well known all over the region, as well as the brass music Statichanka, which has almost 80% musicians from Brušperk. The same applies for Ondřejnice, an ensemble of folklore dancers and singers. It would be proper to mention that within the near future we expect the foundation of an amateur theater company. Brušperk, the small town along the Ondřejnice stream in the picturesque northern Moravia, surrounded by fertile fields. It is understandable that this film cannot encompass all the activities and the long history from the times of the town's foundation. Every corner in the world is somehow interesting, and we may find many such places worth being documented in film. Everyone likes their native place, their homeland. Nevertheless, the town, pleasantly dubbed the Bethlehem of the Lašsko region, is worth visiting and walking through for everyone. Those who like to stroll through the lanes lined by neat houses, with yards and gardens full of sweet-smelling flowers. Those who like amicable people with a kind heart and a sense of preserving the heritage of past generations. All those will not be able to resist coming. Brušperk is a member of the Association of the Ondřejnice Basin Towns and Communities, and the town, together with the other members, stresses the importance of preservation and renovation of the historical landmarks and monuments in hopes of creating an area for tourists. This fact was, by the way, also appreciated by the President of the Czech Republic Václav Havel, who visited the region in 1993. So welcome. The town's gates are open.